Hey guys. Okay, so as you can probably tell by the title of this video, hashtag the struggle is real, we're not going to be talking about makeup today. We're going to be talking more about mental illness, and I know that not everybody wants to talk about that and really kind of lift away the stigma that is still around it even to this day. We're learning more about it in the media and how, people are taking their own lives because they've been suffering so long in silence and in fear that if they say anything about it, people will look at them differently, people will judge them completely differently, and treat them different. I have that issue myself. I'm still pretty transparent about it. I'm just like, if you ask me if I've got a mental illness, I'm going to tell you. And as a matter of fact, I do. I have one of the worst forms of bipolar disorder that is out there. And it is very hard for me to accept that, but I have accepted the fact that I will have to be on medication for the rest of my days just so that I can make it. And I'll give you a little bit of a backstory for me. Back in 2014, well actually no, I was diagnosed at 19 years old. And then I was told that I was in remission, which I've learned that there's no such thing as, just as that. Like, it doesn't just go dormant and then come back. Like, it doesn't do that. It was just remission, never did actually happen. It's just, it was smothered a little bit by treating my thyroid, which is also, it's also bad, but that's a completely different story. But, I'd always had kind of issues during that year of remission, and I just kind of chalked it up to, okay, maybe I'm just not sleeping that great, or, whatever it was. I didn't think that I still had the bipolar disorder affecting me, but I came back from a trip on 2014, and not too long after I returned, my bipolar became the forefront again, and it just kind of spiraled from there. I had to go to 3 different psychiatric centers to try to figure out what was going on. And if any of you have been down this train before, you know that doctors are putting you on all kinds of cocktails of medications, and sometimes you win and sometimes you just get screwed. Well, obviously I got screwed them 3 times because I was just like, I shouldn't be in here, shouldn't have to be dealing with this. Doctors should be listening to me instead of putting their own agenda out there. And that's hard to find because people who deal with mental illness, like the doctors, at least where I'm at, there's a lot of corruption going on. There's a lot of, okay, let's try this, and it's to keep them just to keep you as their patient. And the more they prescribe, the more they get money. I'm not saying that all doctors are like that. I'm sure most of them aren't. But that's just kind of my personal journey, so I have a bit of a bad taste in my mouth over it. But anyway, after I did that, I mean, I was on every kind of medication. I mean, I wasn't on every kind out there, but I guarantee you it was horrible. And I would suffer from both auditory and visual hallucinations. Well, that was also due to the bipolar disorder and the fact that it was not being treated properly. It wasn't that I wasn't taking things as I was directed, it's that I wasn't being treated properly. And eventually, now, 3 years later, nearly 4, or it'll be 4 this year, I am on the right dosages of medication right now. It's an open relationship with my psychiatrist. I fully admit to him when I'm not able to take certain medications on time or even during the day because I'm busy for some other reason. You know, I'm very honest and very open with him about it, and you know, that's something you need to find a doctor. If you're dealing with mental illness like bipolar or anything really, you need to see someone. Do not feel ashamed over it. That's partly why I'm making this video, because the stigma has to stop. People are dying because the stigma's still there. They don't know where to go. And a lot of times it just feels like what they end up doing is, you know, they don't understand what else, you know, what other options that they have. They don't think they have an option. You know, and I've been in that dark state of mind before. And it's not a pleasant thing, ladies and gentlemen, to be in that situation. To feel like you got nothing left. You got no other way to go. You don't know. I've been there. And it sucks. You know, and I've got people who have full on stepped away from me and have like basically avoided me because of whatever their issues are. I used to feel really guilty and bad about it, like what the hell did I do wrong? Answer is, I didn't do anything wrong. They didn't want to deal with it. They didn't want to look at me and, you know, go, You know, it's very sad because a lot of people that I used to know decided to slowly walk out of my life instead of just saying, hey, look, I can't handle what's going on here. And at least give me a generous goodbye, you know? But no, they didn't do that. They decided to just book it and run as soon as they found out. Which is why, again, I'm very open book about my mental illness. Very open book about it. I'm like, if you don't like it, there's the door. Because this is part of me. I can't get rid of it. I can treat it, but I can't get rid of it. So, take me or leave me, one of the two. Most people are kind of taking instead of, you know, running away. But it's very difficult to live with that. And, you know, as someone with bipolar, it's very hard to have someone do that to you or treat you differently or badly or anything like that. And I think there's also a lot of misconceptions about what bipolar disorder really is, what it really looks like. And, you know, it is not portrayed well on television or on a lot of media staples. I mean, it's not. It's, you know, we need to talk about this, guys. We need to talk about it because, you know, not only is it a form of, you know, problems just for the sufferer of it, you know, with this whole we want equality stuff, you know, we want to be treated all the same way and stuff like that. That goes for people with mental illness too. We don't want to be treated differently because of something that we have that we don't have any choice. We didn't have that choice. And unfortunately, I think a lot of people forget about us in general just because that's not the kind of equality that they're necessarily talking about. But for me, when I hear like equality, I think, yeah, everybody should be treated equally, including not running away or basically just completely isolating someone who cannot change that they have a mental illness. You know, that makes it harder for that person to seek help, because maybe just talking to a friend is all the help they can get. Well, if these people are leaving them, well, then they think it's something wrong with them when it's not. You know, part of this is venting, and then the other part is just trying to let you guys know it's not. It's a painful thing. It's a painful thing. And it is extremely difficult to live with it. It's horrible. And I mean, it kills me to see other people and hear the news about what people made the unfortunate choice to do. And, you know, I sit there and I'm not mad at them for choosing what they did, because I've been there too. I don't judge somebody based on what their choice was, because I get it. But I want people to stop treating someone with mental illness like they're nothing, or like they're different, or it's gonna be infectious. Like, just some of the most ridiculous crap I've ever heard. One of them was, in fact, like, well, I don't want to catch it, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you idiot. You don't catch this, you idiot. Do you know anything? You know? It's one of those things where I get really upset about it and whatever. And, you know, and sometimes it'll impede you from doing things. Like, I haven't been able to drive for like a year. I can now, but sorry. I've been drinking coffee and get a little stuck there. But I'm able to get back into driving and, you know, honestly looking for work. It's something I have to do, you know, and that I know that will present its own challenges, most definitely. I'm 25 years old, and I can tell you now that after 6 years of living with this, it is still difficult at times, but if you have the right people in your corner and you don't have toxicity coming into your life, it's gonna get easier. You know, but unfortunately everybody has a little bit of toxicity in their life, be it friends, family, whatever. You know, you know who you're getting it from, and or what, you know. So all I can say is that, you know, one, I'm here, but I would like the stigma to stop. And when I say the struggle is real, I mean it. So for this particular video, I'm not asking you to share it to get traffic into my channel or anything like that. I ask that you share this so that not only do you have a clearer idea of what this really is like for somebody, but you can give that gift to somebody else after you've been able to understand. because I don't want people to suffer, and I don't want them to choose a horrible way out because they don't feel they can speak. They feel like they don't have a voice. I may not have a big platform here, but gosh dang it, I'm gonna use what I've got. And this needs to stop. It needs to be learned about. It needs to be at the forefront, you know, of what people suffer from. I mean, it's just, it's mind-boggling to me, and I wish that the stigma had not been so bad 15 years ago, because maybe maybe people who really needed it, for whatever the reason, could have gotten help and just was forced to be voiceless. I can't accept that people are being silenced. I can't. It makes me sick. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off and hopefully upload this video. But yes, if you can share it, if you can learn something from this as well, please share the video so that other people will not only be educated, but they can see what it really does to people from the heart and from the emotion. They're just trying to survive. That's it. They're trying to survive through the day. And sometimes that's not easy to do. Alright guys, I'm not going to give my usual spiel about subscribe to my channel and all that stuff. This isn't the time for that. So please do that. I do ask that. And you know, I'm sorry if it's a problem to you. You don't have to share it if you have an issue with what I'm saying. But I just want to know that I want others to know that there's a platform out there for them. And they're called Erin's Beauty Minute. Alright guys, I love you. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you in my next video, which will hopefully be a lot more upbeat than this. Alright guys, love you. Bye.